What's up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag. I'm still getting over a little sickness, as you guys know, if you were listening to Greg and I Sunday. And I just wanted, I hate to be somber, I just wanted to start with just, been a tough weekend, personally, but just got just terrible news from one of our own Cowboys Nation, my man Danny. He's just absolutely solid guy. He's battling cancer and thought he beat it, and got the chance to meet him at the Cowboys tailgate. Finally, we've called, we've talked by phone, and you get into this rhythm of everything. And I've become friends with so many people I consider friends, but this one I really, truly considered a friend. And the funny story with him is Kevin Gogan. A lot of guys know, I got Kevin Gogan came on the show. Well, when I reached out to Kevin Gogan, he commented on one of my posts on Instagram. He had messaged Danny because he was friends with Danny as well. And Danny's like, "Hey, man, you telling me Mike Tag reached out to you? You reached the big time now." And that's an NFL All-Pro Super Bowl champion, and I'm getting that kind of accolades from someone. So Danny was just a great guy. We had plans to go to the Monday night game and hang out more, and his wife and family, just absolutely stand-up guys. So just wanted to give thoughts and prayers to him, man. And just life is short. It's just another example. You guys, you got to live, man. You can't be sitting in your world of negativity your whole life and bitch and moan about everything. You got to go out and live your life, because you never know when it's your time, and just really sad. So just wanted to get that. I'm not going to make this a somber show. We're going to get back into some fun stuff, but I'd be remiss if I just didn't give my love and shout out to my man Danny and his family. You're definitely in our thoughts and prayers. So appreciate it.
Yeah. May God rest his soul. And, again, prayers to his family. I hope that, not easy. That's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
It's tough. And those of you guys who are at the tailgate, you probably met him. You probably were talking with him and maybe shared a beer or something like that. So it's definitely, it sucks. But yeah. So anyway, we got to get back to the business at hand. I hate to pivot on that. Of course, I could talk about McCain's being 7-0. We could talk about all this fun stuff, but we got to get into the NFL. And it was a crazy week. And again, subscribe, like, and share. See, we're off beat a little bit. We're late on the show, but
exactly.
Subscribe, like, and share. But before we get into it, Jimmy, we're definitely going to get into some Falcons stuff, because they were Uncle Cheech's lock of the week, and I'm done with Uncle Cheech. I told him, Uncle Cheech, I am done with this shit. You cost me another C note. I am through with it. So I apologize for PJ. You lost. Everyone lost, and I don't know what to do with old Uncle Cheech. So, how was your weekend aside from our Falcons?
Well, the weekend was good. Dom, our first producer, when we first started the show, his team won 2 out of 3 games this weekend. Beautiful weekend up here. It's funny you talking about how short life is and memories and all that. So, you go on Facebook and you see the memories. So yesterday's memory was you and me hanging out. You had some business up in Connecticut 14 years ago.
Wow, I remember that.
You remember that? Yeah. Just like that. Time flies. It is. So, but no, nice, game. Games for Dominic and family time, and all around the Yankees. Hey,
getting ready for Yankees Dodgers. I mean, that's got to be. I'm disappointed in my Mets. They battled their heart out there, but I mean, that's a pretty good series. That's old school, Titans, the Dodgers, and the Yankees. That's going to be a lot of fun. That World Series.
It is. And okay, well, first of all, Major League Baseball, they did not want Cleveland. We all know that. And we're going to get the NFL in a minute, guys, obviously.
Yeah.
They did not want Cleveland. They wanted the Yankees, and whether it was a Subway Series or some old school Yankees Dodgers, that's what they wanted. That's what they got. The ratings are going to be through the roof. Stanton, I goof on him all the time that he takes a summer vacation and all this. You know what? The man's money in the playoffs and makes up for what Judge doesn't do in the playoffs. So, hey, I think it's going to be a great series.
Does this give our guy a pass? I mean, you're the manager that you've been wanting, that you and our man Ultra's been killing. Does he get a,
Nope. Nope, not at all. And you know why? Because we won despite several of the moves that he did. For right off the top, we were up. It was game 3, I think we were up, and he puts Luke Weaver in when we're up 4 runs. What are you doing? First of all, you're wasting his arm, and secondly, which is something a buddy of mine had a great point. He's showing Cleveland more of his stuff now for no reason. Like they're getting free looks at him when they're up 4 runs in the 8th inning. What are you bringing him in for? So, yeah.
Well, I haven't watched a lot of baseball, and then I watched the other one, but I think it's going to be good, man. I think it's going to be cool to see the Yankees and Dodgers. I mean, as just an average novice baseball fan I've turned into over the years from being a diehard one, that's one that intrigues you. It's a lot better than, let's say, the Indians and, and I don't know what other team.
Yeah. I mean, even if it was Cleveland and the Mets, it would have been
not been as intriguing.
I mean, you would have been happy because it's the Mets, but still.
Yeah.
But to your point, no, Boone doesn't get a free pass. I like him because he's a Yankee legend. He hit that bomb in the bottom of 13th against the Red Sox back in the day, but he just is not a good field manager. He does not make good decisions.
Yeah. But I mean, it'll be fun. It's gonna be a fun series. But looking in the NFL, we're gonna get into some games because we got stock up, stock down. So I don't want to get too deep in the weeds, but just from a 30,000-foot view, you're seeing injuries, and obviously the Cowboys. We got our injuries, so we got no pity on anybody. No one's got pity on us. But Ayuk, who the Cowboys are going to be playing, and obviously against San Francisco, we're going to get a lot of that game on Wednesday. We're not going to touch on it too much today, maybe just a little bit. But Ayuk it looks like he's going to miss the rest of the year.
He's done.
That's unfortunate. Jaden Daniels left with a rib injury. Yep. Washington, Mariota finished up for him, but maybe it was more cautionary. But Washington, they handled their business. And then you got, I mean, what are we going to do with Danny Dimes? Was it? Yeah, Daniels was week to week. Danny Dimes got benched. Didn't he get benched?
He got benched, yeah.
He got benched. So I don't know what's going on. With that. And then you've got Tua from his concussion is due to be back. He's been practicing.
Yeah.
And you got Pittsburgh with the quarterback change that paid off. I mean, Russell Wilson, I thought it was going to be a mistake. Russell Wilson played solid. I mean, he played solid. So, no, Jaden Daniels is not built to be a running quarterback. I agree with you 100%. So you're seeing it's going to be a battle of attrition. It's going to be a battle of attrition in the NFL. That's just the way it is, man. It's the way of the NFL.
It is. And Jaden Daniels, he's week to week. So, I mean, I don't think he's done, but look, I can tell you from experience, you do not want Mariota. That's your quarterback long term. I can tell you from experience, man.
Well, thankfully, they played the Panthers. I mean, the Panthers are, they're the medicine. When you have, I wish the Cowboys are playing the Panthers this weekend. I mean, that's the medicine. The Panthers are the Giants. That's kind of your cure-all. You play one of those, like the Eagles, they look like world beaters against the Giants, but it's like, okay, I guess it's the Giants. It's a win. The Giants are the Giants. I'm surprised that GM still has his job after Barkley ran all over him. I mean, it's like, that.
Well, and not for nothing.
The owner's got to be so pissed.
It's stupid. I don't know. Rick saying Debo's in the hospital. They were fat shaming him yesterday. Now he's in the hospital. I don't know about that.
He's a fine physical specimen.
That's right. Fit trim, 18 stone, 2 pounds.
I'm kind of glancing at Deshaun Watson missed the 20. He's done with
he's gone
ACL. And someone did something. It was kind of funny, but for a second, you don't know if it's real. That's why you can never trust anything you see on the internet. Jesus, if you guys don't know that already, someone piped in or cut in the crowd cheering and chanting when Deshaun Watson, you got what you deserved or something like that, as he's being carted off the field, which wasn't true. There was some Cleveland Brown fans who debunked that, but he did get booed when they announced his name. That wasn't piped in. That was legit. So I don't know what's going to happen with him, but they're in a world of trouble with that contract. So I guess I have to see what happens. The Raiders quarterback's out 4 to 6 weeks and headed to the IR. You got the Bucks and the Ravens tonight. We'll get a little bit of that, and the Chargers and Cardinals, but just a lot of injuries, man. And it's, you're a third of the way through the season and you just got these injuries piling up.
And first of all, Carl, because we don't care about the Eagles. Okay. I mean, who did they play yesterday? Who did they beat?
Carl, I like you, but read the heading of the show. I appreciate and what we talk about.
I like Carl.
Read the heading of the show. This isn't the Eagles cave. This is the Cowboys cave. What do you want me to do? I'm not talking about I'll talk about the Eagles, but this show isn't going to be wrapped around the Eagles. You guys do that in your chat. I let you guys fight in the chat. I just enjoy it. I watch it. There's plenty of people in the chat that'll interact with the Eagles and talk smack and all that. But this is the Cowboys cave, my friend. And so anyway, go ahead, Jim.
You're talking about Carolina. They're getting their ass whipped 40-7. Then they put Bryce Young in.
I didn't see that. They put him in the game.
They have destroyed this kid.
Oh, my God.
They've destroyed him.
Why put him in?
We talked about this. They shouldn't be starting any Dalton anyway. They're not going anywhere. You let the kid get some growing pains. You put him in at 40. Give me a break. Come on. You got to be kidding me.
Well, they're done. And I tell you what, man, cuts by Jones. I got to give a shout out to my man Cuts. I don't know if you guys saw that. The Sean Taylor cut he did for me. I can't wait. I got to figure out how to frame it because I want to put. I like the but I want to. I want to trim it out. So I'm gonna have to get with Cuts to see if I can get just a thin black frame to put around and just kind of give it a little, little pop in the cave and then in the new cave because then it'll match kind of all my framing that I have there. If I think I don't know if that'll look right or not. I'll have to test it and see. But it is badass and. Any of you guys, I'm telling you, no matter what it is, you want to get a Cuts by Jones exclusive custom piece. He will do anything for you.
Best.
Except the Eagle stuff. That's just a rule we have.
Yeah, that's
unless you pay double. Pay double all over.
Right, you got to pay a street tax for that one. All right. Come on. So, but yeah, I'm telling you, with the injuries. Well, first of all, I mean, I know we're talking NFC. We're not really AFC guy, but that Russell Wilson, man, he went off. And
he had some good catches. It wasn't like don't get it twisted. It wasn't, it wasn't like he was he was good, but the Jets fell apart. But his receivers made some unbelievable catches too.
Look, so Chuck, the Jets are low on both sides of the ball. Hey, Devontae Adams, he dropped the first pass that was thrown to him. I mean, come on.
And they get Hassan Reddick. Do you think they're saying, "Hey, Hassan Reddick, we don't want to do this deal no more. We're gonna go. We didn't sign the ink isn't dry. Rip up that contract." Because I'd be like, forget. They're done, right? Are they done? I mean, they got 6 losses. They got to be done.
I mean, and the Bills are running away with that division. Yeah, nobody's coming close. No. And look, I know we're talking NFC, but what the hell is Tua thinking?
No, we could talk AFC too. I just did the stock up, stock down for NFC.
No, and I do know, but we got to get to in detail that stock up and stock down in the NFC because we got to talk about that. But in the AFC, look at the Dolphins are what? They're maybe the Bills are running away with it. Every other team's under 500.
The Dolphins. Let me look at it. See, they had 2 wins. The Dolphins are 2 and 4. They're 3 out now.
Yeah,
they're 3 out.
And look, the Bills are doing much better than I expected, so good for them. Yeah. But again, the Jets ain't looking good for them.
No,
again, worked. The
Jets are 3.5 out.
The Jets
are 3 out. Dolphins are 3.5 out.
Yeah. So again, there's so many things, and especially when you get the NFC, that I sit here and never would have thought in the beginning. Back in August. What's going on right now? It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's a good idea for him. The other thing that's crazy is I got to say this, and I'm not going to get into politics. This is the only political thing I'll say. It's not really political, but it has to do with sports, so it makes it good. Antonio Brown, he was at a rally, and I just got to tell you, the world has come a long way. You had Antonio Brown at a rally. And he acknowledged everyone in the crowd. He goes, "You guys are all my crackers of the day." And the crowd erupted. I mean, I don't hear anything about racism anymore. I mean, that was beautiful. It was a thing of beauty. Everyone laughed. I thought that was George Jefferson up there.
That's right.
It was the funniest thing I ever seen. And you just got to have fun with it, right? I'm not an overly sensitive person, so I'm not going to cry about it. But I had the biggest laugh, man. I laughed.
That was funny.
I laughed so hard. It was just, and he saw.
Mike. He must be at the rally.
Yeah. It was the funniest thing I heard, man. I got the biggest kick out of that, man. I don't know why. It just caught me off guard.
Well, it's just funny because everybody's happy about it.
Like everyone's cheering, and they're all happy that they got nominated as Crackers of the Day. So everyone was happy.
Shit.
So it made a lot of fun. But I mean, that's all you could do. Eventually, hopefully, all the politics will be over. We'll get back to some normalcy all the commercials and everything like that. But
especially
anyway,
down where
I
you
thought
guys
that
are,
was
man.
funny. I thought
Yeah,
that was
that was hysterical.
Yeah.
But
well, let's do this. Let's do this because I'm not happy with Uncle Cheech, and I'll be honest with you, I was so distraught about Uncle Cheech that I didn't even do his picks. I forgot to put it on there, so I'm trying to pull them up quickly. So I got them.
Did you? You conveniently forgot to
I'm not happy with. He cost me a lot. He cost me money. He cost my man PJ money, and that's never a good thing. It's not a good thing.
But that's my Uncle Cheech, though. I have trouble with this kind of thing.
I get it, but we have got. So we're going to talk to Uncle Cheech. I don't know if he wants to maybe announce his resignation, if he's going to step down, what's going. But he's he was on a hot streak, and then he got cold again. But that comes with the territory. But he's only losing when I decide to bet on his lock of the week, and I know the whale bet very heavy on him. He texted me too, and he goes, Uncle Cheech better not be coming down to South Florida. So we're supposed to be going to South Florida, meeting him down there to go to the Canes Knowles game. So hopefully he still makes it.
I saw the whale last week or 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
He was showing me some of his earnings. I was like, whoa, man, good for you. So,
well, you can only appreciate it if you go actually watch the man work. That's what you got.
That will likely be happening November 2nd.
Very good.
Whatever that Saturday is. So
very nice. Yes. Very nice. So let's bring in Uncle Cheech, guys. Let's get this thing rolling. We'll get Uncle Cheech. Then we're going to get in the stock up, stock down, focusing on the NFC. Hang tight. There he is. All right, let me fix this because we got to get Uncle Cheech right because this thing looking right. There we go, Uncle Cheech. How are you?
What's up, guys? I don't want you betting anymore on my locks. You put the heebie-jeebies on.
Are you saying I'm the jinx? Are you telling me I'm the jinx of these locks?
He said you're Eddie Mush. He got mushed.
And you jinxed me, too. I had your Falcons as my lock.
The Falcons were the lock. It was your fault. Ultimately.
I didn't say nothing.
You guys got your ass whooped.
Hey, we got worked. We got worked. Maybe Uncle Cheech jinxed the Falcons.
Could be.
But I've got to say this. I don't know. It was on this program or when it was Wednesday because you're on Wednesday. Carmenuch called the Georgia-Texas game outright. He said, take Georgia. Georgia's going to win outright. Lo and behold, Georgia beat their ass. It wasn't even close. And in their crib. And won it outright. Carmenuch is on an absolute hot streak of getting these. He's just doing upsets, but he's picking these upsets. Not only do they cover, they've been winning outright. I think I need to switch my money to Carmenuch.
Oh, we good idea.
Yeah.
He's hot on the upside. He didn't send me nothing today. I hope he sent them to you.
No, I don't have anything. I don't have anything.
Send me nothing today.
Maybe he's still counting them dollars from that Georgia win. I mean, that's we will
They
see.
Were completely outclassed.
I was a little surprised. I'll be honest with you. I was a little surprised. I wasn't sure who'd win, but Texas being at home, I thought that they were gonna pull it out. But they got steamrolled early. To the point where they benched their quarterback. What do you think about that?
You know what I didn't understand in the second half why they did that squib kick.
Oh, yeah.
It was short field, and that gave them momentum. Or else they really would have put them away.
No.
I didn't understand that call at all. It just didn't make any sense. I don't like
maybe it's got a little mercy. Maybe some mercy. Maybe they're just
don't show mercy to nobody.
Throw the damn towel.
Mercy is for the weak. The best is we got Miami going down to Florida State. Uncle Cheech, you're going to be joining. We got the whale. We're going to have a whole crew going down to Miami. So Michael Irvin's been all over the place, and he demanded at the Canes, you better show up. You have an obligation to this university to show up, and it's a responsibility. So Danny Cannell from Florida State called out Michael Irvin and said, basically mocking him because he's at the games and, he's getting some airtime. is he said, "Yeah, Michael, we see that Michael Irvin, we see you're at the game." So Lamar Thomas took a little offense to it and said, "Ain't nobody in Florida State." And I bet, I forgot what he called Danny Cannell. He called him Danny Girl or something like that. Because I bet you ain't bringing your bitch ass down to Miami this weekend, like that. So I retweeted it. And I'm like, I love this rivalry. I just love this rivalry. And Lamar Thomas responded to me. He goes, "Ain't no rivalry. It's going to be a straight up ass whooping." So Miami had better deliver, man. If they lose to Florida State, I don't even have a show anymore. I'll probably go and retire.
20-point favorite.
Oh, that would be heartbreaking.
20-point favorite.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. Crazy.
Miami's been playing too many close ones. This is a rivalry game.
What worries me with Miami long term, not to get too deep in college because that'll put Jimmy to sleep, is the defense. I was just talking to a buddy of mine when I was walking in the neighborhood. He's a Miami fan. We just started talking. The defense is just killing me. And they're going to get burned sooner or later because you can't expect your offense to be on point every time. Sometimes your defense is going to have to, toughen up and win a battle. And the defense, and they've got the talent. They've got the skill. I don't know if it's scheme. I don't know what it is with them, but it's like the Cowboys. Like I'm watching the Cowboys defense. I don't understand what's going on with their defense.
They were giving up too many big plays.
Too many. Yeah.
Good thing their offense can answer, but like you said, their luck's going to run out sooner or later. And if they get in the playoffs, they're not going to be playing teams like that.
No.
They can't have that happen.
No.
But they'll be one and done.
You guys know I don't know much about college football,
but say it, but that's the way it is.
What did Cristobal say that the world is a much better place when Miami's winning?
When Miami's beating ass, it is a better. But I tell you what. You can say what you want, and Miami to college football, it's like the Yankees and Cowboys in a sense. I'm not going to say all the titles. They got 5 national titles. But culturally, look at all the schools. They're all doing the Miami celebration dance. Miami's selling out on the road. Every game has been a sellout. People want to see Miami lose. It's that thing. You either want them to win or people just want to see them lose. Whatever it is, it's one or the other. And, I think it's great for college football. I think Notre Dame being good is great for college football. I think USC being good. I think Michigan, when you got these big powerhouse schools that are competitive, it just makes college football. So this has been one of the funnest seasons. I think the playoff format changes everything because now you got 2 lost teams that are still in it. You got a 3-loss Alabama team, whatever. How many losses Alabama have? 2 or 3 now? Do they have 3?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Do they have 3, Alabama? Right? They lost 3. They lost to Georgia. They lost to
Vanderbilt.
Yeah, whatever. They have 3. I think they have 3 losses. Hopefully. But anyway, you get a 3-loss team that could get in playoffs if their losses are right. So I just think could it possibly eclipse NFL? As in popularity, that'd be a tough thing, but it's actually there. It's been awesome year so far. Awesome year. Anyway, all right, Uncle Cheech. I don't have all your picks, so I'm gonna try and do it as we go. But your first game, you had Liberty. This is what I love to see, Uncle Cheech. Liberty at Kennesaw State.
I'm staying away from the pros this week. They're killing me.
But that's small school. Liberty at Kennesaw State, the home team. This reminds me of our own Danny Dimes. If the old Uncle Dan, home underdog, small college, Liberty at Kennesaw State getting 24. Is there any thought process in that?
Yeah, that's why I took Kennesaw State, home team getting 24.
I like it. I think that's a great. I think that's I like that. I might. Well, I don't want to jinx you.
No.
Another interesting one. You're going with a lot of home dogs. Notre Dame, Navy's been another Cinderella team. Them and Army, right?
Yeah.
Navy's
both
getting
undefeated.
13, getting 13.
13 at home. Why not? 13 at home. They're a very confident team right now.
Yeah.
Very confident team at home. I'll take the points.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Hold on one second.
I got it.
You got it. Okay. The next game, this is your upset special. I'm not trying to piss anybody off in the great state of Texas, but you're taking Vandy plus 18.5 with Texas visiting Vandy. Now, I don't think you think Vandy's going to win, but you'd probably think
I don't think they're going to win. Well, Vandy beat Alabama. Alabama beat Georgia. Georgia beat Texas.
All right. I know. I don't.
18.5, 3 touchdowns.
I don't argue with the logic, man. I'm not going to argue with the logic. How did you do this weekend with your picks? I was more focused on the lock, but how did you do
3, but the one I had the winner, but they didn't cover.
Okay.
I know my lock didn't cover.
Yeah, I know damn well that lock
50 for them to cover
that shit again. We ain't doing that again. All right, your lock of the week. I had to read this one twice because I got confused. But you've got the Washington Huskies. You got the Washington Huskies at Indiana. And you have Indiana getting 6.5.
No, giving 6.5.
Giving 6. I apologize. Giving 6.5.
Indiana's undefeated right now. Their starting quarterback is out for the game, but people are sleeping on this team. They beat everybody in front of them so far. I'll take that shot. I'll take a lock.
All right, well, that's a good lock. So that's your lock. I'm not paying for the lock. We're all on our own now. Uncle Cheech is it. But what I would say too is Baltimore. This is your Monday night games. This one really surprises me. And if this were to happen, I would have to put this team on my stock up. But I just don't see this happening. But you got Baltimore at Tampa tonight. Tampa getting 3.5 plus 3.5. You got that game.
I'll take Tampa. Florida team.
Yeah,
every time I pick either one of these teams, they both lose. Now they're playing each other, so it ended up being a wash here. So,
well, it'd be
a fun game. I wouldn't bet on it. It's just a Monday night pick.
I need Baltimore to beat up on Tampa tonight.
And then what about what about the Chargers at Arizona? Chargers given 1.5. That's an odd game on a Monday night too.
Yeah, I like the Chargers. I like the quarterback, Herbert.
Yeah. No, so I got it. Someone's giving you Chuck, who may not be around to see his next birthday, seems to be criticizing you. He said you're over 75% on your locks. What are you at with your locks this year?
My locks probably about 50, a little
50,
under 50.
Got to get that up.
We got 7
You're on
games.
a 3-game win streak, and then you
games
lost.
left now.
Yeah.
You trusted me.
Hey, look at Uncle Cheech. I know Uncle Cheech is going to turn around. Like I said, last year I was paying the heating bill, paying the rent and everything because of his locks and all of his picks. He'll be fine. You guys just relax.
I'll tell you, the professional teams are killing me. I mean, you don't know what team's hot from one week to the next. One week they look brilliant. The next week they stink. It's just, look at what you call the Saints there. They started off like gangbangers.
Now they're getting their asses kicked. Look at
Chuck. The game.
Uncle Cheech, Chuck rethought what he said. I think he was thinking about the potential consequences, and he's basically apologizing.
That's what Uncle Cheech, I told you 100 times.
Hey, Uncle Cheech.
I'll send Frankie Carbone will be knocking on your door.
Uncle Cheech. What besides watching football, what did you do this weekend? Any hot tub action?
Actually, I've been under the weather for the last week. I don't know if you know, half my roof blew off my place.
Yeah.
I made for the insurance company.
Insurance company.
Good thing I could stay. It's in where it's damaged isn't where I reside. It was more in my where I do my laundry and stuff like that. But one of the few places damaged in the whole development happened to be mine. Somebody did that on purpose.
You might be right.
I think so. I mean, we're going to run a full-scale investigation, but more importantly,
I evacuated this time.
You had to.
And yeah, I was surprised. I pulled into my parking spot, and everything looked fine. I walked around the back. Part of the roof is hanging over the side.
And Uncle Cheech don't run from
I've been
nobody.
waiting 2 weeks now for the insurance company. I feel like I'm living in North Carolina.
Well, you got $750. That's what you get.
Exactly.
Okay.
Put it on the lock.
Are you married? Is Uncle Cheech getting choppy on us?
He's getting choppy, yeah.
Oh boy. You're back. Are you there, Uncle Cheech?
Yeah.
All right, we lost you for a minute. Now, so are you going to be down in South Florida? Are you locked in for that?
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Okay.
Looking forward to it.
All right. Well, we are going to be there. I might be live with Uncle Cheech during the Florida State Miami game. You might be getting some live video. You never know who we're going to meet, who we're going to see. So you guys may want to be hanging around to Twitter Live or YouTube Live, because you might be in for some treats. You might be in for some surprise guests, and you might see some, you might even meet the whale, see him in action, if I could sneak a camera out there without getting arrested. So we'll see what happens.
I talked to you yesterday. A rough night.
Yeah. No.
You got to give the game.
No, absolutely. It's a two-way street sometimes. So,
hey,
Uncle Cheech.
Uncle Cheech, real quick. You said the Chargers tonight, right? Chris is asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is he going to bet opposite?
Yeah, you could. You were betting opposite my locks all week. You made money. I'll see.
I know. Well, what are you going to do? So, yeah, J-Tuck. I invited J-Tuck. You remember J-Tuck? Uncle Cheech. He was down to the game.
He's going to be sick. His mind has betrayed him.
He said he's sick. He said I invited him. He said he's not feeling well. He's going to be sick that weekend, so he's not going to be able to come down. I said, we're going to give you VIP treatment if you come down. VIP treatment. He declined.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Staying at the guitar. The best of everything. Everything on the whale here.
Yeah.
Best of food. Best of liquor. Best of women. Best of everything.
I was going to play. Go ahead, Jimmy.
All the champagne and lobster for Uncle Cheech all weekend long.
Trying to find. Let me find it. See if I can find it. I was going to play something for you if I could find it.
Chris, yes, they are.
What was it?
There's Chris asking about you guys going to FSU Miami game at the Hard Rock.
Oh yeah. I thought he sent it on here, but I guess he didn't send it anyway. I had an audio clip of Michael Irvin. And it was just absolutely.
Oh, I saw that. That was hysterical.
That was gold.
Yeah, it was great.
It was gold. Michael Irvin.
If you watch the documentary, former players have an obligation.
They do.
To mentor. And that's exactly what he's doing. I don't know what that other jerk is talking about. The FSU dude. What's his name?
He's a crybaby. He's a crybaby.
He's going to really be crying this weekend.
You tell him to shut his yap.
I was joking with. I was talking to Kevin Gogan today. We were just catching up on everything I talked about earlier, and he said I asked him if he's seen Michael Irvin, some of his rants and stuff, and he's like, he's the best. He goes, he absolutely loves him, and he said the thing about him, he's just genuine as F. You know what I mean? What you're seeing, it's not an act, it's not a gimmick. He loves that team, he loves that university. And he's just, it's genuine. So sure. It's not for TV. It's not for show. It's not Stephen A. Smith shit. Nah. When you see him talk about the Cowboys and the passion he has, or the Hurricanes, it's a genuine love for that team. And I just absolutely, Michael Irvin always go down as one of my favorite players that I've had the privilege of watching his career from start to finish. And so anyway.
Absolutely, guys.
Yeah. All right, Uncle Cheech, we'll let you roll out. We will see you.
All right, I'm going to watch the game. I'm going to put the games on a little bit. At least I got my TV and everything didn't get damaged. So watch the games. Maria make me a little antipasto, a little glass of wine, and I'll be all relaxed.
Very nice.
Have a good night.
All righty. We'll see you, Uncle Cheech. Take care.
Presto, Uncle Cheech.
All right, Jimmy, where are we at? All right. So this is where maybe Jimmy's going to get upset. He might get happy. I love your guys' Uncle Cheech is one of the best. And I can't wait. We're going to hang out. We are going to hang out at the Hard Rock, go check out the game, do all that kind of good stuff. So make sure you guys tune in. It'd be great to catch up with Uncle Cheech and everybody else. So make sure you guys tune in and check that out. Before we get rolling again, a lot of you guys rolling in late. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Make sure you hit the like, share, all that kind of good stuff as you're rolling in, rolling out. I know football is going to be getting started, but we're going to lead you right up to it. So you don't need to watch that crap they got on TV. Yeah. We're going to help you. And looking at, we got to be real. I focus on the NFC. I got to focus on the NFC. Jimmy, you're NFC.
Yes.
So we might as well stick with what we know. And you had nothing. We didn't talk about this. So this is my opinion. Jimmy, obviously, is going to add his. And I'd love you guys to add yours. So stock up. Which teams have been the cream of the crop right now, and they just continue to rise? This is who I had. Detroit Lions, obviously the top of the list for me. The Green Bay Packers, the Minnesota Vikings, even though they lost to Detroit, that was their first loss. They've been playing great football. And I got the Washington Commanders, as much as it pains me to say it. Even though they lost to the Ravens, they played them very competitive. They blew out the Carolina, which I know is not saying a whole lot, but they have just playing good, sound football. So these are the teams that they're peaking. Now, could they be peaking too soon? Are they peaking at the right time? It's a long season. We'll kind of figure this thing out. But these are the guys, these are the teams that, to me, if you were going to have the Final Four in the NFC divisional match, I would think these are the four teams. Jimmy, what is your thoughts? Chat, disagreement? Would you move anyone in, move anyone out?
Well, I'll tell you right off the top, that entire division, Detroit, Green Bay, Chicago, it's incredible. That's a tough, who would have thought, First of all, I didn't know how well Minnesota's going to do with Sam Darnold, and they're playing much better than I expected. That whole division is good. And I remember they're going to feast on each other, right?
Yeah.
So, Washington, yeah. Jane Daniels week to week, they got Mariota. That can be an issue if Mariota's got to start a couple games. And then look, Seattle. This is a couple seasons in a row that you don't know where they're going to go, right? Kind of like you said, are they playing well? Now they're 4-3, right? And they're leading their division. But you never know what's going to happen. It's the NFC. They're so damn good, man. That whole division is stacked right now.
Yeah. You almost put the whole damn division in there if you wanted to. Jesus, three of the teams are in one division. Tampa, I just needed to see. Unfortunately, it's a Monday night game. I get what you're saying with Tampa. And Tampa, I almost put over Washington, but I wanted to see how they do tonight. So it's kind of sucks that I had to make this list when they play. So I just had to go with Washington because I just saw Washington play, and I know they didn't play no one but the Panthers, but I wanted to see how the Buccaneers, they don't have to win tonight, but if they play the Ravens tough, I'd have a hard time not putting them in place of Washington, if I'm being honest. So.
Okay, but we beat them just 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
They're tough. Baker Mayfield, again, I would have taken him on my team. I told you that last year, but last week he threw 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. But he's hard, man. He's all heart.
He is. He's tough.
And he's tough.
And we're going to get into stock down, and we're going to.
Yeah, no. So Garrett.
I don't want to sidetrack, but we did get a super chat, so we never want to leave my man Mark, very generous, leave him hanging. His thoughts on Parsons. He's a stud, but he feels like it's a locker room issue. I don't necessarily agree with that. So many holes to fill. You can get a ton for him. I know the hot topic is trade Micah Parsons. I just find it so hard that you trade one of your best players and the best player on your team, and probably one of the best players at his position. I do get it. If they got a king's ransom for him, what do you do? But I'm not a fan that wants to trade him. I think it'd be I just don't know. But if someone were going to offer him a shit ton and if the offer was too good to be true in a Herschel Walker type trade, I'll leave that up to Jerry, the GM, to decide.
Yeah, good luck with that. It's funny. Whenever Mark chimes in, I see Aloha Who do we
Yes.
think of?
Oh, you got Mr. Hahn. Spicoli.
Yes. Did I do something wrong, Mr. Hand?
Yeah, if Garrett goes to the Lions, I'll be sick to my stomach. Crosby, I could see. Those are two teams. You got the Raiders and you got the Browns that are they're probably going to be in sell mode right now because they're in a world of trouble. But yeah, if they end up getting one of those, I would be sick. I would not do Parsons for Garrett straight up because I just think you're just an older guy. You're getting the contracts are going to be. I just don't think you're gaining anything there.
Let me tell you something. NFC East now, with depending on how long Jane Daniels is out and how long he's hot. I mean, people after half the season goes by, he's a special kid. I mean, he's a great talent, but you don't know teams start picking up on him
and
later in the season.
Jimmy, this is just today,
right? But that's what I'm saying, though. You don't know what's going to happen. So if we're looking at just today, yes. I mean, we thought it was going to be them and the Giants battling for the bottom of the pack.
Yeah,
look where they're at.
I was totally. They've caught me off guard. I thought they'd be better, but I'm just surprised. I mean, you could say they haven't played anybody, but they're winning and they're being very, they're winning convincingly and they're doing a good job, except the Giants game, which whatever. I mean, it's a week-to-week league. I mean, we've always said that. They lose next week to whoever they play. I told you, if Dallas beats San Francisco, I promise you the narrative in Dallas is going to go 180 the other way. That's just the way sports is. That's the way media is. So that's our stock up.
To your stock up, I agree on all four.
Okay.
And honestly, Chicago, like you got, 3 in the same division and Chicago's even up there, but Washington's better than Chicago.
Yeah.
So I agree on the stock up.
All right. And that stock down, I didn't do 4 teams. I might have been able to do, I was honestly going to do this one team, but they took one of the teams on this list to the woodshed. So I was like, well, how can I do that? And so my stock down is San Francisco, Dallas, and Atlanta. My thought process behind this, these are 3 teams that I think all of us agreed were going to be contending teams in the NFC, that we're going to be the cream of the crop. I don't think they've lived up to the hype. Dallas, obviously, we don't need to beat a dead horse with that. San Francisco has a losing record. Now they've got some injuries. Yeah. The quarterback, they're talking about should they trade him, get rid of him before a contract because they just don't think he's going to be worth it. Because don't forget, if this guy goes to contract, he's expecting 60+ million. It's next man up. That's the way they do it. I don't agree how they do the salary cap, but that's what it is. The Falcons, the thing that worries me, the Falcons, and why I have their stock down is every time you believe in them, they let you down. I just don't know if you can buy into them today. That's just my thoughts. I'm just a outsider looking in. You're a true fan. You probably could disagree with me. You might have a point. But those are my 3 teams because I had to pick 3. And looking in the NFC, these were the 3 that I could come up with.
Well, the one thing about and you're right. We're used to that. Okay, what the hell's going to happen? What's going to go wrong? But then I look at the Eagles game, right? I look at the Buccaneers game, games that typically you talk about cultural. We would have lost. I would have. Oh yeah, we're losing. It's over. But we're winning games that traditionally we would have lost. And then Kansas City. I mean, Kyle Pitts was tackled in the end zone. That could have been a win. We had all of our losses, with the exception of yesterday, were one possession losses, right?
Yeah.
And yesterday, I mean, look, Geno Smith played very well. I don't know if he played great. People are saying, "Oh, your pass rush sucks," and all. 2 for 208 yards and 2 touchdowns. We didn't allow even 100 yards rushing. Kenneth Walker had, I think, 65, 70 yards. Hey, Cousins had a bad day, and he admitted it. He said, "I have to do better." He had 1 tip pass for an interception, then another one later in the game. He should have dumped off 2 big plays. The thing is, we're still in first place. Even if Tampa Bay wins tonight, we're still in first. And then we got them, I think, next week.
Next week.
We got them next week. So then we'll see.
Out of Tampa, the old creamsicle uniforms are coming back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun.
So that's kind of my thought process and why. Now, if we get our asses kicked next week by Tampa Bay, then I'm going to say, you know what? Yeah, that's a problem. If it's a close game against Tampa Bay and we lose, down there, then I say, look, we lost a close game. So it's good. I would, being a Falcons fan, wait till next week to see if there's a problem. I ain't worried about our division because the Saints suck, Carolina's awful.
No,
This
you've
quarter.
been you're fortunate that the Saints just kind of, their Super Bowl was against Dallas. Then they got hit with some injuries, and they're just not the same team. And that's why I always tell people, it's not who you play, it's when you play them.
Right.
I would love to play the Saints today. You know what I mean? But we had to play them in week
Of course.
2, and they were hot. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, that's just the way it goes. But the thing that just I can't get out of my head, because I think of Uncle Cheech. He had that as his lock. Road team crossing country, time zones, everything, playing, and Atlanta being at home. Atlanta, everything looking great for them. They obviously they take care of business. Everything is looking so good for them, and they just laid an egg.
It was terrible.
Opportunity. So that's why it's fresh, and it's a week-to-week league. Do I think Atlanta's not making the playoffs? No, I think they're going to be a playoff team. I'm saying that they got to prove to be able to recover from that, because now, almost like Dallas, what happens is same old Falcons.
Same old Falcons.
You build them up, and then they let you down. And I think that's so. Again, if you really look at the NFC, I mean, look at the stand. Who would be your 3 teams that you're disappointed in right now? Who would you replace Atlanta with?
Let me
Seattle's
just,
the only other one, but tell me.
Well, no, let me just say, so Ultra, I was kind of pissed because late in that game they put Penix in. He only was under center 5 snaps, and they only let him throw once. The other 4 were running plays. I said, if you're going to put him in, let him get some throws in. A handoff. Give me a break. And Mark Spicoli. He doesn't want to trade number 11 locker room talk.
Yeah. No, I mean, I wouldn't want to trade him. I think a lot of that, like they talk about the podcast, they talk about this. Every player has podcasts, man. It's just ESPN. I was listening to God, I like him. He's a good dude. He was a Cowboy. He went to North Carolina. He was on that Michael Irvin reality show, and he was just talking about the Dallas Cowboys. And it's true, in the media, it's a machine. You go to these, all they want to do is talk about the Dallas Cowboys, because that's going to bring in the ratings, and that's going to do this, and you're going to do that. And so Micah Parsons has a podcast. Well, about 200 players have podcasts. Go on there and look. I mean, the Kelseys have podcasts. Jesse Holly. Thank you, Mark. And it's like, but the Cowboys are the ones that get national news because it's ratings, and that's what you're going to get, and that's what these TVs want it. So I just think, and that's where I always say is the Cowboys culturally always have to overcome that, because they're always going to be in the news, good or bad. They have to be able to be us against them and zone it all out. Some can do it, some can't. That's one of the biggest challenges with being a Dallas Cowboy is that.
So
But back to
no, that's fine. No. So you asked me, honestly, if you want to put a top 3 in the stock down, I can't put anybody as of right now. I have to agree with you what you're saying, but I'm looking at next week. So my reaction was next week. Right now, you're right. There's nobody else. 49ers, they are in trouble. Mm-hmm. I'm a shill for Brock Purdy. I love him. Again, I wish another guy I wish we had on our team. But no CMC, all these injuries. Ayuk's hurt. Now it's Kittle they're saying is hurt. Debo's hurt. That's a problem, obviously. And you guys are going to be feasting on them.
I don't know if we're going to feast on them. That you have 2 teams with their backs against the wall, and we're going to talk about it Wednesday. We'll talk about it Sunday. I don't want to call it. I mean, it's more of a must win for San Francisco because they got 4 losses already. They lose 5. I mean, granted, their division isn't very good. Dallas, I mean, as bad as it is for Dallas, they're only 1 game out of first place. I mean, that's a crazy thing. It's not like Dallas is like, they're 1 game out of first place. They win, the whole narrative of them changes. Now, they got 4 tough games in a row. To me, they got to win 2. They got to figure out, at minimum, they got to win 2. Love to win 3. They have to figure out how to beat San Francisco, Atlanta, Philadelphia, and the Texans. Those are their next 4 games. Not easy games. 2 on the road, 2 at home. They got to figure out how to beat both of them, win 2 of them. I think they beat Philly at home just because of rivalry. So they got to beat, to me, it's going to come down to San Francisco or Atlanta. They got to beat one.
And you know what? The thing about it's the way, it's the fashion in which Dallas has lost games, right?
Yes.
Like what the, right? That's, if you're a Cowboys fan, that's the big concern. Kind of like us yesterday. Like you said, I can see you putting stock down because we got rolled yesterday. It was an embarrassment at home. It was disgrace to this sport.
Well, I could tell you, if Dallas would have lost to the Lions 42-35, if they would have lost to the Saints 24-20, like if they were close losses, I think the people within Cowboys Nation, they'd be totally, their thought would be totally different, because I'll guarantee you 70% of Cowboy fans either had them 3-3, 4-2, or 2-4 after the first 6 games. I guarantee it. So they're right about where everyone thought they'd be early. Everyone has said back half of their schedule is where they can make their run. The first half of their schedule, there's some tough games in there. They're gonna have their hands full. It's the way they lost. The way they lost those games is what has everybody, on edge with the Cowboys.
Okay, so Jay Recruiter saying the Texans is the toughest one, in his opinion. And then he says Cowboys 30 over the Niners.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
That's aggressive, man.
Yeah.
Chris, who are the best offensive and defensive players in the league right now?
What'd you say?
Chris is asking who are the best offensive players and defensive players in the NFL right now. Kind of tough to say. I mean, individually.
Yeah, I mean, it's so early.
Yeah,
it's so early. I mean, to me, I'm always, how do you not put Patrick Mahomes as number one? I mean, he's the best quarterback. I mean, they're the best team. And TJ Watt. I mean, TJ Watt. I mean, he's an animal. I mean, everyone will say he's always going to be referenced to Taco because we passed up TJ to get Taco. I was there for that one. But I don't know if he was on the Cowboys' radar anyway. I'm not 100% sure. I wasn't in the draft room, but
and he's the single biggest reason we lost game 1 this season. I mean, he was like, remember in the Waterboy it said college coaching for dummies. It was almost like he was reading, Falcons playbook for dummies. And
absolutely, yeah. No, I mean, but I've seen him. I mean, he's one of those guys. There's not many guys in the NFL that can just take over a game defensively, and he can do it. I would say Jared Goff. Yes. Would be another one. I would take Patrick Mahomes over him. That's just me. But you can't argue what Goff has done this season. I mean, he has been perfect in some of these games. Unbelievable. I
hate to say it.
It'd be close.
I mean, and obviously this is assault on an open wound, but you're talking about running backs. I mean, look what Saquon did yesterday against the team. He should have done it, right? Yeah. He's been running roughshod. Derrick Henry, again, I know I'm rubbing salt on an open wound, but
that was a lot of wound. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's true. I mean,
well, and you look at Barkley. I mean, how does that GM still have a job? I thought the owner after that Hard Knocks, I figured the owner would have fired him after that game. I mean, he embarrassed the Giants and the fans are booing him. I mean, why are you booing Barkley? I mean, like when Emmitt Smith came back, I didn't boo. I didn't cheer. I wasn't, you know what I mean? I just, all right, whatever. He's just on the other team. But Barkley didn't ask to leave. I mean, if you watch the thing, he said he wants to be in New York. His goal is to be in New York. They didn't want to pay him what the market bared. And that's their decision. There's nothing wrong with it. But as a fan, how could you be mad at a guy for wanting what the market's going to give him? I mean, that's business. So I was surprised the fans booed him. But I mean, I understand that he's playing on the rival, which probably makes things worse. I mean, when DeMarco Murray, I don't compare him to Barkley, when he went to Philadelphia, it was like, I'm so glad he failed. You know what I mean? So,
but that, like you said, it's Philadelphia. That's the big reason why they're booing.
Yeah, that's probably why. Now that I think about it, that's what I think about it.
Jarrett, what if Max Crosby to the Cowboys if Jarrett would make a trade?
I don't know. But yeah, he had some big holes to run through. There's no doubt about it. But I mean, that's looking at these teams from the cream of the crop down to and it's really Stock Down to me is just disappointing. They were up here. The stock dropped off. It could always go back up. It could always go back up. Like I said, I think whoever wins the Dallas San Francisco game, there'd be a better feeling in Dallas, I think, than San Francisco, because I think San Francisco would just be getting at 500. I think they've got some issues there. I think Dallas, they'll get healthy. They'll get better. Will it be enough to get them to the end? I don't know. And I think Atlanta could cure all next week. The thing is, they beat Tampa already. They beat Tampa down there. I mean, how do they not win a division? They'd be up on them plus the tiebreaker. That's basically a 2-game swing. Yeah,
no, it's a true story. So I guess that'll be my, if we lose by a touchdown, I don't want to lose, but I can swallow that pill. It's on the road. It's division. That's the way it goes. If we get rolled like yesterday, then I'm going to have problems. Then it's going to be a same old Falcon. Seriously.
Well, and that's, I mean, like you said, it's going to be a 2-team race. It's going to be you guys. You and Tampa are going to battle it out. I think what you're seeing, if things continue to play out, and it's early, it looks like the North is going to take all the playoff spots. So you got to win your division if you want to get in the playoffs. I mean, that's what it seems like. Now, I think Chicago is going to fall off, but I just don't know. Minnesota would be my other one I'm not sure of. But obviously, I don't see Green Bay or Detroit falling off. And if Minnesota doesn't, they're going to take 3 teams into the playoffs at minimum, potentially.
Yeah. And we have Minnesota, I think week 15 or 16. So that could be a pivotal game for us, if one way or the other, whether it's wild card or whatever. So we got them later in the season. Yeah, I'd rather have them later in the season right now.
And I would say, Ultra, in the standings, it means the same. But psychologically, I think it's different. I think it is. I think it's different. I think if you look at Dallas, like just look at the optics of the Cowboys, it's a lot different than the optics of, I don't know what team is 3-3 that's been competitive. I would say the optics of maybe, I don't know. I'll be wrong on one, so I don't want to say anything. But like a 3-3 team that lost competitive games, it just looks different. That's just my opinion. But,
right, and that's the point I was making about us. Is the loss yesterday was terrible, but the other ones were tight.
Yeah.
So Chris thinks Atlanta's going to win right now. So Rick thinks all 4 are going to be in the NFC North. Yeah,
they could.
You never know.
They could. And
Ultra, you never know. I mean,
you never know. I'm saying the optics. I'm not saying it's the optics. From a fan point of view, the optics in Dallas are very bad because of the way they lost. I mean, how many more times can I say it to be any clearer? If you disagree with me, then say you disagree with that. But you can't fucking tell me. I'm sorry, my language.
Oh,
yeah, I know. I apologize.
Really?
I mean, you can't tell me that the Cowboy fans, if they would have lost to Detroit 42-40, 42-35, that they all wouldn't be jumping off a bridge like they are now.
You can't tell me.
They've given up on the season. Most people are gone. I mean, I'm just saying that the optics of it, that's the way it is. Of
course. Yes, exactly.
Am I wrong, Jimmy?
Half the fans are outside Hill.
I was like, I got to say it like over and over. It's like, God damn it.
No, and I agree with you. So open your ears, jackass.
But anyway, yeah. So, what else we got, Jimmy? We're getting up to the clock. What else did we?
So I did want to give
got open forum with Jimmy.
Here we go. So the New York teams are on a roll. Liberty, I don't watch WNBA, but Yankees, Rangers, Knicks. I'm happy right now because it's the first time since 2009 that all 4 of my teams are going to be playing. We're playing.
Give my man PJ. You were the one. I don't know if you jumped on late, but I apologize. Uncle Cheech let you down and let me down.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Contest has officially been canceled.
So Vince, we play you guys tomorrow. We're going to take care of our business. I know that, but it's the first time tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, New York Rangers, Montreal Canadiens. But it's the first. Vive le Québec, c'est la meilleure province du monde entier. So tomorrow we got the Rangers and Habs. Tomorrow I got the Knicks and the Celtics. Got the Falcons this weekend. Got the Yankees in the World Series Saturday. So it's the first time since 2009 that all 4 of my teams are playing games that count at the same time.
Very nice.
Yes,
Very
exactly.
nice, Jimmy.
Yes. So, I'm like, that's the way I'm feeling, baby.
All right, Jimmy. I saw someone wants a prediction. I don't know if I would have to think you're going to sway one way. Chris wanted to know who's going to win the series, Dodgers or Yankees.
Well, Ultra says Yankees in 6. 6 or 7. Probably 7.
7?
Right? Yeah. I would think so. We have a solid bullpen. Again, to me, it gets to Boone making stupid decisions. That's what it gets down to. Some of his, we've said it 100 times, analytics, whatever. You've been in the game for, I don't know how old he is. He's been in the game playing or managing
His
for
dad.
40 something. His dad, yeah, forever.
What?
For 40, 50 years, right? You don't need analytics sometimes. You got to use your gut, use your instinct. You know better. You don't need to look at a book or the damn iPad or whatever else. Make instinctive decisions.
Now,
You're a baseball guy.
Go toe to toe with their lineup.
Yes. No. I tell you.
I'm asking. I didn't know.
No. It's fine. No, it's fine. So, Judge, he needs to show up. He's just doesn't show up in the playoffs.
Rhythm.
He doesn't train quite like that, Mike. But in the playoffs, he doesn't train like that. Right?
Heavy on his feet.
That's right. He's very heavy on his feet. Jimmy, you said it. Aaron Boone. Yeah, you scratch your head.
Well, he's the reason you lose. Like, if you guys lose, you're going to lose because of managing decisions.
Yes, I would say so. Yeah. So, in my opinion, yeah. But it also, Judge needs to show up. You can't.
Is he Dak Prescott in the playoffs? Is that what Ultra's saying?
That's what Ultra's saying, and he is.
Saying?
He's non-existent in the playoffs. He did have a couple of extra base hits in games 3 and 4, but beyond that,
was A-Rod was kind of that way in playoffs, or was he good in the playoffs?
No, for the most part, he was mediocre in the playoffs, but he did have a couple of big at bats when we needed it. Right.
But I think that's what makes Jeter great, right? Because if you looked at Jeter, his stats and everything, he's good. He's good. But what makes him great and one of the greatest is his performance in the playoffs, right? Is that fair to say? He
was money in the playoffs. He was all in. Remember that one play when he was chasing, and I want to say we were playing the Red Sox in the ALCS. He was chasing a ball off third base and went into the crowd, caught it, flipped over, busted his face open, blood all over the plate, got up, let's go, baby. That was him. He's all heart.
Yeah. And that one play against the A's, I think it was, where he flipped it backwards at home.
Yes. Well, I guess it was Giambi. He got Giambi at home plate, flipped it back at home. Great cutoff play.
Yeah. That's what makes Jeter, and I watched that Jeter. I don't know if you ever ended up watching that Jeter documentary.
Yes.
When you watch that, it's like that. That's what made him so special. And that's how these guys become legends. And there's a reason why you always compare Montana's, because in playoffs, Montana was money in Super Bowls and playoffs. And Brady, and that's why, sometimes Manning, what hurts Manning is, people don't want to say it. Some people get offended by it, but Manning in big games was never great, for most of his career. He had moments, but if you look at him from Tennessee and you look at him in Indianapolis and into Denver, he wasn't, he wasn't at that level of a Brady. So that's why Brady always gets the nod, even though Manning regular season stats in his career, you probably would take over Brady.
He laid eggs in the playoffs, man, and so, that's my whole thing. Speaking of Jeter, get a little off topic. Did you see what happened in the game? There was the Mets and Dodgers, and after it was Game 5, the Mets won, and it was Derek Jeter, it was Big Papi, it was who the other two Turner broadcasting guy or Fox broadcasting guys, and something happened, and Derek Jeter got like a little bit annoyed at something that was said. He stood up, took his papers, walked off set, and left.
What?
Yes, you go pull up the videotape when we're off. And because the Mets, Mr. Met and Mrs. Met came over to the table right after the game.
I have to find that.
And he said something about what is a love triangle, and that triggered Jeter, and he got up and left.
I have to look that up. I'm gonna have to look that up. And I would disagree, Ultra. I would totally disagree with that. He's had some bad moments in playoffs, but he's had some pretty damn good moments as well. So
and Bernie was huge, yes.
Yeah,
and Paul.
Bernie was another. Yeah, Bernie was good. I mean, that whole Yankee team, you just had guys that
heart.
Yeah. I mean, how many Hall of Famers do you really have on that Yankees team? Jeter.
Jeter.
I mean, the core guys. Is Bernie in the Hall of Fame?
No.
He may not even get in, right? Mariano's in the Hall of Fame.
Mariano's in. Yeah, there's not. Yeah, I think it's just those two from the core group that were there for that entire time. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Ultra's looking for a fight on this one.
So it's two. So we're gonna go. All right, you had two bad playoff games. All right. He sucks. He's the worst ever. I mean, I can go give you a laundry list of quarterbacks. You want to go down to the line? I mean, Warren Moon. I mean, the miracle. Do you remember that? I mean, and I love Warren Moon. Randall Cunningham. I mean, I have to go back in the archives of some of these guys. That were on good teams that just couldn't get it over. Couldn't get over the hump. But yeah, I'm not gonna get that shit.
Chris, I hope you're right. Six. I'm thinking 6 or 7, but
I think it's gonna be 7 games. Who's got home field advantage?
They do. We're in LA Saturday and Sunday.
So it's
we're on the Big Apple. We're in LA this weekend.
Is it 2-3-2?
That's a good question. I got to look at the schedule.
Because cross country, you'd think they'd want to do 2-3-2 rather than going back and forth, doing 1-1-1.
Let me look. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me look here. You would think that would be the case.
Yeah. But I don't know. I love anything playoffs I enjoy. I enjoy. Did you see the lady at the Steeler game with the big knockers?
Yeah, knockers bouncing all over the joint?
I don't know how she kept them things in. I give her credit. I mean,
hey,
it was like, who was that? The girl used to go up and kiss the players plate?
Yes.
Was it Georgia?
No, somebody's got to know this one. What was that? Morgana?
Something like that.
You guys, come on. You guys know. It's 2-3-2.
2-3-2. That makes sense because West Coast, you don't want to go back. I wondered, like, if it were the Yankees and Mets, would they go 2-1-1-1 or something like? Would they go back and forth more, or would they still do 2-3-2?
No, we were right. It was Morgana.
Yeah. She had a healthy set on her too.
Her ass was wiggling too. Hey, so anyways, now you know what I think it's 2. It must be 2-3-2 anyway. I don't think they do it based on geography.
No? Basketball does 1-1, don't they? Basketball usually do 1. Yeah.
And hockey does the same thing, which I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it makes for more intrigue because it allows for the team to win either games 5 or 7 at home.
Yeah.
To represent a home, but
yeah.
All
right, man. Well, we're gonna have to get rolling because the games are gonna be starting. I got to pack. I got to go to Charlotte. Charlotte, North Carolina. So
home of the by God Horsemen. Woo! So wait, you how long are you up there for?
I get back Thursday morning.
Oh, okay. Posada, you know what? Posada.
Don't know if I'll be on the show. If I'm not on the show Wednesday, my man Kelly and I have to reach out to Greg. I think they'll be able to fill in for me. Talk
Greg's
to Cowboys. They'll get you going on Cowboys. I may because everything's done Wednesday, but instead of flying back Wednesday night, I'm just going to take an early flight back. So I'm bringing my stuff. So if I can get on, then I'll be able to do the show from the hotel. If not, then I'll get Greg to fill in for me.
Well, and by the way, Ultra, yes, that fake Olympic wrestling is Fugazi, yes. Steven, we appreciate it. Rick, thank you. Chris, Ultra.
All you guys, man. And
yes,
definitely hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button on your way out. We appreciate everything. And again, thoughts and prayers to my man Danny, yes. Cowboys Nation. We lost a great one. We lost a great one today. And just like I said, man, life is short. You gotta You never know. You want to live it to the fullest. And we love our banter back and forth. But at the end of the day, just make sure you guys know, man, it's sports, man. We love all you guys.
Fun.
I don't take anything serious when you guys give me a hard time about my Cowboys and Jimmy's Falcons. Well, Falcons, you can do that. I don't mind. But all kidding aside, man, you guys take care. We appreciate it. We will see you hopefully on Wednesday. Your boy's going to be down in Miami on Saturday. We're going to handle that business. They better against some Seminoles, or I may be, you never see me again. But you guys have a good one. Take care. See ya.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.